Hawk Vision here, taking a couple minutes to catch up with head women's soccer coach Krissy Turner. Now, Coach Turner, off to one of the best starts in program history. Just take us through a little bit of a run through your non-conference schedule this year and the pleasant surprise that you've had of going 6-1 so far.
Well, I think it all started with the preseason matchups. Having 3 scrimmages gave us a huge opportunity to evaluate each player and to go into the non-conference schedule feeling confident with ourselves as we went 1-1 in the preseason and played against some very good competition, and I think that prepared us to get off to a good start against Delaware.
Now, victories over Delaware, Lehigh, Seton Hall, NJIT, Columbia, and Fairleigh Dickinson. The lone blemish on your non-conference slate so far is a 2-1 loss at Hofstra. What did the loss at Hofstra really do for the program?
Well, I think anytime you're setting up scheduling, it's done a couple years in advance, and you always hope that the scheduling is going to build confidence, but yet be challenging. And I think this year the non-conference schedule did exactly that for our group. Playing against Hofstra, who going into the match with us had scored 21 goals in 6 games, obviously an offensive powerhouse in women's collegiate soccer with that many goals. And I think the game itself ended up being a competitive match. We went down early 2-0 and were able to battle back and really make it a very, very competitive game in the second half. And I think it proved to us that our defensive strategy and how we're organized defensively is crucial to keeping us in matches. We've been able to get several shutouts this year, and I think the scouting report on Monmouth is that defensively we're very organized and our pressure from our forwards has been relentless. And I think going into conference play, having so many shutouts and being organized defensively is going to be a huge key to our success.
Now, you mentioned going into conference play. 2013, the first year of the Hawks in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, the MAC. We've talked on the side about going into new facilities, going into new areas, playing a whole different, maybe a different style of soccer that you haven't seen personally. You know, talk about the challenges that are coming at you as you open up at Niagara this Saturday, your first ever competition in the MAC.
Well, I think it's challenging, as you mentioned. I also think it's exciting to play new teams, to travel to new places, and also to see new styles of play. And I think that's the challenging aspect of it. As coaches, we'll be able to watch teams on video and get scouting reports and prepare our players the best that we can. But ultimately, it's up to them to make the adjustments on game day. And I think each of the non-conference teams that we faced has presented different and unique challenges to us as far as from styles of play perspective. And I think that's only going to help us as we start on Saturday with Niagara on the road. Obviously, a long-distance opponent, and the players are very excited about starting the MAC.
You talk about your players. Just give us a quick rundown on your roster. Some of the your forward, your midfield, your back line, your goalkeeping. Everybody's really stepped up over those first 7 matches, but maybe just give us a quick overview of what your roster looks like going into this first weekend.
Well, I think it starts, as I mentioned before, it starts from the back. Ashley Lewis is a 5th-year senior. This is her 4th year with our program. First year, her being a starter, and I think she's done a tremendous job. She's worked very hard to earn that starting position, and I think she's really stepped up and has kept our defense organized, as well as attacking-wise. The other night, we scored a goal off of her distribution. So I think that's been very important for us. The back 4 is a group that 3 of them are returners for us from last year, in which they've grown and learned as a group. Monique Gonzalez has really stepped up as a player who played last year as a forward and has been an excellent defender for us coming out of the back as well as shutting down the opposition. In midfield, we've played several different players in those places, and those Julie Spracklin is a freshman who's been an attacking central midfielder and has a couple assists to her credit and has done a great job in our attacking end of the field. Bree Boyle and Cara Poole have stepped in defensively for us to win balls in the air and to distribute out of that position. And obviously up front, everyone's familiar with Alexis McTammany as a freshman coming in and scoring a lot of goals in a short amount of time. Dana Costello is a senior, a regional All-American last year, has stepped up their game. She's got a lot of assists and is creating a lot of havoc for the other team. And Monique Plesha got her first goal the other day, and last year she was a big part of our attack. And to get her on the score sheet, I think, is huge for her confidence.
That's great. We took a couple minutes out of a very important training week of women's soccer. Off to a 6-1 start. They open MAC competition this Saturday at Niagara at 2 o'clock. For everything Monmouth University athletics and women's soccer, stay right here at GoMUHawks.com.